everyone, it's Madison. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Madison. I am a senior in high school, and I am sharing my life through the internet with you guys. There we go. Either way, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about kind of my college plan, what I see my future being, things like that. I want to make this channel a little bit more like school related, talk to you guys about school, college, life, you know, like things like that, because obviously school is a big part of my life, and it'd be weird not to share something like that with you guys, if that makes sense. Either way, so without further ado, let's just get on into the video. Alrighty, so first of all, I'm just going to be talking about where I'm applying, what I plan to study, things like that. So I'm going to be applying to 5 schools as of right now. I live in Colorado, so my in-state school is going to be CU Boulder. They have an incredible aerospace engineering program, but I would prefer to leave Colorado. Yeah. I'm also going to be applying to University of Kentucky, High Point, Duke, and University of Virginia. As you may know, I am an equestrian. I'm a 3-day eventer, so as far as college goes, I plan on riding in college, which is why I'm looking more towards the East Coast. I also just love the weather over there. So University of Virginia and University of Kentucky both have eventing teams. UVA, Kentucky, and High Point have hunt seat teams, and I don't think Duke has anything. They might have a small hunt seat equitation team, which probably means nothing to most of you guys. Either way, my point is I'm going to be on a sports team in college. Just kind of depends what I plan on doing so. A lot of equestrian teams it depends on the school. Eventing teams, they practically take anybody unless you're like University of Georgia, or their team is harder to get onto than most schools. And like High Point's hunt seat team, they just want riders. So my point is, I don't think I should have a super hard time getting on a team. My dream job would be like working for NASA or Boeing or something like that. I absolutely love physics and astronomy and engineering, so I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna get there. If I go to High Point, I would major in physics and minor in computer science. I am in cybersecurity right now, which is my first computer science class I've ever taken, and I actually really enjoy it. Physics has always been like such a big passion of mine, and High Point has a very strong physics program, but it isn't very big because the school itself isn't very big either, so that would be awesome, except for there isn't really much of a town there. So High Point and Kentucky are my top 2 schools. So I really like High Point because it's smaller, it's very business oriented and focused, which would be awesome if I want to start my own company. They have a very strong physics program, but it isn't very big, so I get a lot of like one-on-one time and a lot more opportunities and chances to get internships and things like that because there's less people to compete with. I love the small campus. I love the feel of it. I love the school size. I just wish there was a little bit more of a town because there isn't a huge town around High Point. So I just gotta, you know, and they only have like Chick-fil-A, and then they're like school restaurant on campus. I guess they have a couple more. My point is, there isn't like a ton there. Kentucky is a little too big, like a little bit bigger than I would prefer, but I absolutely love Lexington. It's like one of my favorite cities that I've ever been to. They also have an awesome eventing team. If I went there, I would double major in mechanical engineering and physics and astronomy, which is 1 degree, and then I get a certification in aerospace, so it's a very versatile engineering base, or foundation, and a very strong physics calculus base as well, foundation, so that I could go and get like a master's in aerospace and a doctorate in physics or something like that. So I'm like, got everything covered. As of right now, with my test scores and things like that, I would be going in as a junior, which, my parents don't want me to go in as a junior. They want me to like actually be at school for 4 years. But the cool thing about going in as a junior but double majoring is I would have more classes anyways, but they'd be more dispersed because I'd be doing it over all 4 years, if that makes sense. So I'd probably have like 2/3 of classes as I would if I was doing a single major in 2 years. Does that make sense? Kind of, because of the classes that I would be taking in the curriculums. Even the ones in the engineering department and ones in the arts and sciences department, they overlap because I'd be getting a certification in aerospace, so I need more physics and astronomy classes. Bam, got it all planned out. Kentucky school, I think, is about 32 or 28, somewhere around 30,000 people, which is a little bit bigger than I'd prefer. It isn't a super hard school to get into, and they do give quite a bit of scholarships, which is kind of why I'm like, help me, please. Yeah, what else? They have really good food and restaurants, and you know, you just want to, like, if you're going to spend 4 years of your life somewhere, you want to have things to do, and you want to feel like you have a town where you can, like, enjoy stuff. You see what I'm saying? So, I really like Lexington. I love the campus. I love, you know, there's Taco Bell, and there's Panda Express, and there's Chipotle. There's a lot of good food, because I don't want to just be eating Chipotle for 4 years. Sorry, High Point. That's why I can't decide which one I like more, because they both are so great for so many different reasons, but UVA is kind of like the mix of the two. However, UVA is harder to get into, especially out of state, and I've heard that they don't give a lot of money. However, there's one scholarship that I'm like eyeing up, because, you know, I took the ACT the other day and I retook it so I can get hopefully 1 point better to be eligible for that scholarship. Either way, yeah, UVA I think is about 14,000 undergrad. They actually have a straight aerospace degree. So I would probably just go in and declare my major as aerospace engineering, where Kentucky doesn't have an aerospace degree, but you can get an aerospace certification with a mechanical engineering major. That makes sense. Either way, UVA also has an eventing team, which is awesome, because only like 22 schools in the country have eventing teams, so they're few and far between. I've never visited the UVA campus. I visited Virginia Tech's campus, and I loved Virginia, not necessarily Virginia Tech's campus. I was gonna apply to Virginia Tech, and then I looked at the place, and I visited the campus, and going into it, and I was like, this is gonna be my school. I'm gonna love everything about it. And they have an eventing team, and they have aerospace, and it's not super big, it's not super expensive. Like, it seemed like the perfect happy medium, and I just really did not like it. Like, when you're on a campus, you can tell, like, is this a place for me or not? And it is definitely not the place for me. So that's unfortunate. Basically, my point is, I hope that UVA isn't like that if I get in. They have, I think, a 33% acceptance rate. Let's see here. 29.8% acceptance rate. And their average ACT score is a 29 to a 33, so I fall on the higher end of that scale. But I've heard that their out-of-state acceptance rate is tiny, and they don't give a lot of money for that reason, and I just don't want to go out of school with debt, like most people. That's like my main goal, is like, I just need to get an education and something that I enjoy, like the place, and not have debt. It doesn't sound that hard, but I think it's gonna be hard to, like, get all those things to, like, fall into place. Either way, that's UVA. And then at Duke, obviously it's Duke. Duke's an amazing school. Kentucky and High Point don't have very low acceptance rates, which is basically why my college counselor was like, girl, all of your schools can't be like a shoo-in, because being a girl in engineering with, I don't want to be arrogant, how do I say this nicely, with pretty good grades and pretty good test scores and stuff like that, it shouldn't be like, it's not like Kentucky, I think, let me see what their acceptance rate is. UKY acceptance rate. Yeah, University of Kentucky's acceptance rate is an 89%. And it's a state school, so you can only imagine they're, like, accepting, like, essentially 89% of, like, the general public, not like Harvard, where it's, like, 6% of the people who even dare to apply. So my counselor's like, okay, we need to pick a school that's, like, actually going to be, like, your reach, because if you get in and you get a lot of money, it's an amazing school. So Duke's my reach school. They don't have an eventing team. I think they have a hunt seat team. They do have every degree I could possibly want. Aerospace engineering, physics, astronomy, mechanical engineering, and math, and possibly computer science. It just kind of depends. Like, High Point, I said computer science because I don't have an engineering program. So with a computer science degree, I could also, you know, like a minor computer science, I could get more jobs, things like that. Yeah, but Duke is like $76,000 a year. And my school is 140 kids. My class is 50 kids. So my class makes up over a third of the school. And there are 4 other people applying to Duke. So the odds that they accept all 5 of the 50 or 49 of us are very slim. However, the other 4 people all are kind of in like the medical, biomed, biochem, pre-med, that like field. And I'm like, engineering! Yeah, so there's a good chance. I mean, there's a good chance I'd stand out more than some of the other kids, even though some of them have like done those like research programs and all this jazz. I just like, the other 4, if I were one of those 4, I'd be like a lot more worried than I am now, because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's 3 other people who are applying early decision who want to be in the same program as me. I'd be a lot more worried than I am now because I'm going into a different program than they are. Either way, there's that college, right? There's Duke. And then CU Boulder, so I just applied to an in-state school, or I'm going to apply to an in-state school just because, you know, you should always apply to an in-state school regardless of if you want to stay there or not. Let's see here. So CU Boulder and Colorado School of Mines have a contract where one of them, where Mines teaches, is it mining engineering? I'm assuming so. And CU Boulder, ooh, the sun just came out. And CU Boulder has the aerospace program. Now that's good, that works in my favor because I really did not like Mines that much. I've been there many times for tours, another tour, a girls STEM, what was that called? A girls STEM conference that I got invited to. Either way, I just don't really like it. They have like a 13, I think only like 13% of their kids are girls or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when I toured the campus, it was like the kind of set of girls that I would not be friends with. Not like, nothing against them, it just like, they weren't people that I saw myself fitting in with, like, just how they dressed, how they acted, their mannerisms, things like that. It just like didn't seem like a kind of place where I would fit in. And I do have some friends applying there, but from other schools and things like that, but I just don't think that's a place for me. They did offer me like free, what's that called? A free application, you know, like fee waiver, and I was like, oh, you should do it, but they don't really give that much money either way, or anyways. So I really like CU's campus. It is big though. I think it's like 33,000 people or something like that, which is a little too big for me. I mean, my ideal would be like 14, 15, 16, somewhere around there. So High Point's like 4,900 and Kentucky's like 28 or something, and then I think CU's 33, so ideally it's like twice as big as I would have it, but I keep talking about food, but honestly that just comes up into my mind so much. If I'm gonna be at this place for like 4 years, I want to like not hate the food. CU had really good food when I toured. They're like, oh, so good. The campus is huge. They have a lot of options. They have a lot of different housing options. They have aerospace engineering, physics, astronomy, math, and mechanical engineering. So that's cool. It's very versatile. They do not have any equestrian programs, so that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I was going to apply for this scholarship called the Betcher, which is basically like a full ride anywhere in the state of Colorado. They cover everything if you get it, and they give it to about 40 to 42 kids a year. And my cousin's fiance actually got it, and I've had a couple friends who have been offered it, or like got it, but they didn't accept it. And basically, when I was starting to fill out the application, my counselor basically warned me. She said, you have an obligation to your high school, to my high school. If I get it, then I need to accept it, because if you receive it and don't accept it, you're taking that opportunity away from somebody else who was like next in line, and then it makes our school look bad. So future kids who go to my school who apply for that scholarship won't get it, if that makes sense. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. CU is probably 5th on my list of 5 schools. Most kids, or my school suggests that most kids apply to 6 to 8 schools. I have some friends applying to over 10 schools. I'm probably applying to like the fewest in my grade, but I feel very set about what I want to do and where I want to go. I've looked at University of Denver, or DU. Is it Denver University? Either way, I've looked at DU, Mines, CU, NC State, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, University of Kentucky, High Point. So what, is that 8 schools that I've toured? 10 schools? No, there's no way it's 10. Anyway, I've toured quite a few schools and I've kind of narrowed it down. Like, I picked my range of the country, what I wanted to study, figured out what they had, and what like equestrian teams and things they had. And that's just kind of where I've ended up. So we will see. I'm working on my Common App, things like that, my essay. Took the ACT yesterday. You guys will be seeing this video probably like 3 days after I've taken it, and I will totally do an ACT score reaction video. I'm already like so anxious about it. Yeah, ooh. I have a spider in my corner. Yeah, I think that is all that I have for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe right down below if you're not already, and let me know what colleges you guys are applying to and what you want to study. It'd be like so crazy if I actually like met some of you guys at college or something. That'd be so fun. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. Peace out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!